Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Daily Dharma. My name's Dina. So, in the pre shuffle, I was able to get tons of energies, but I'm going to hopefully just clear most of that out. But I did want to share what happened on the archetype deck here. I had two things pop out, the Tear and the Bardo. So, the Bardo is almost the underworld, the dark night of the soul type of a thing with this tear. And the tear is the, dare I call it, the illusion of suffering because it's pretty real when our emotions are so intense. But it talks about a lengthy time of learning and a finalization of some long-standing growth lesson or some type of, like I said, dark night of the soul, something that really troubled you. And under the deck, Starborn showed itself, but then as I set it down, it revealed the fault line below it. But look at the crack on the egg and the fault line. Is that not synchronicity right there? So, and I'll tell you also in the pre-shuffle with that deck, I did get the Father with the Hunter card, and I got the Mother with the Starborn. So perhaps we're talking about a family dynamic that, for better or for worse, wasn't everything it was cracked up to be. And through the pressure of that situation, a star has been born. The diamond has been revealed through the extreme pressure and the navigation of one's own darkness and shadow space, and having shed those tears. And in the Art of War deck, yes, perfect. I'm so glad that I left these on here. I thought these were messages for myself, and hey, I'll take whatever comes out. So on the bottom of the deck, Sun Tzu said, "On the day they are ordered out to battle, your soldiers may weep, those sitting up bedewing their garments, and those lying down letting the tears run down their cheeks. But let them once be brought to bay, and they will display courage." It's like through the process of the awakening and the allowance of our intense emotions to rise up, through that we're able to let it go and to release that and to finally mourn a passing phase and to face our next chapter, come what may, with courage. I liked how the tear in the that came out. I just realized it on camera. What also caught my eye is I had a different reading sitting up on here when I shuffled these, and the Revolution card was still on the deck. And this says evolution, not revolution. Life is a long journey, but you will not travel on your own. Make plans for the short, medium, and long terms. Ensure that the plans flow into each other like a stream into a river and on into the ocean. Get the process right, and the rewards will flow. Isn't that divine? So there's some type of fault finding that could definitely be a long list for many of us if we wanted to look at everything that has created some level of pain, suffering, or shadow navigation here. But the fault line in this moment to me is talking about how the faults of others can be seen as, I read a card from the Kali deck, but I won't bring it up in stall time too much. It was talking about how that we can transform our belief that other individuals are wounded, victimized, run by ego, or whatever we could see them as, and see ourselves, instead of a warrior fighting against the demons and devils in the world, we can see ourselves instead as the divine protector and the conduit of spirit, birthing light into the world. And all it is standing in our center. And are we facing those who are still, I mean, to use the hierarchical term, somewhat behind us or below us in our estimation and perceptions? Or are we turning to face the light towards where we're going? It's like, are we focused on where we've been or where we're going? And that one switch of perspective is whether we're staring at the shadows or staring at what's to come. And so it's a time of overcoming the divinity of our shadow, integrating that and moving beyond the dark night of the soul. So the starborn is like the fault line is cracking us open. It's the there's some type of beautiful saying about being cracked open. Yeah. Well, anyways, let's get into these code cards here and see what wants to speak to us further. We'll leave those on there. Oh, okay, that's perfect. Remembrance, number 38. So the remembrance of past injustices and faults of your own or others, because some people will project this onto the external circumstances or their feelings of victimization or limitation, and others will see this as themselves. And that's what I call the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is saying, yeah, my behavior wasn't right, I've done something wrong, and my behaviors are not admirable. But shame takes it even a step further and says, it wasn't those actions, it was me. I am the bad object. And so whether you internalize that or externalize that, it hardly matters. There's something beyond who's right, who's wrong, who's to blame, all of that. And there's a Rumi quote, and out there in the field of consciousness, he'll meet us there. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we've gone through as a soul in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. But this also is the gateway to the Akashic records, because as we encounter the mystery of why we're going through these processes of suffering, the growth that is witnessed and evidenced that we need to heal, it's like, why do I have to learn that? Why do I need these messages? Can't I just be beyond this? I can witness other people, but there's some deeper reason, and it's sometimes not all evident here on the material plane. There are things that, as this starborn being that you are able to transmute karma that doesn't perhaps belong to you. And sometimes these karmic entanglements are throughout time, space, dimensions, or timelines, whatever you want to say. This fault line is like, it's reminding me of the movie Cloud Atlas, how you should check it out if you like the time space thing. It has all these multiple scenarios over different decades and centuries, and it's the same actors, but they're portraying different roles, and the way that they interact with each other happening concurrently. At first you're thinking, what in the world is going on? And then you're recognizing how they're playing different roles in each other's lives based on previous karmas, for simplicity's sake. And it's very interesting that sometimes, and I don't want to say this as that we're being punished for wrongdoing or they are. I think that to write karma off as punishment or simply growth is only part of one of the symptoms of the sickness. And the sickness isn't even the right term. I think that many of you will understand what I'm talking about, but it's basically our ability to correct the various faults between timelines, between individuals. We can have no direct contact with the context of one individual's side dramas. We might only encounter them, let's say, at the water cooler at work, or you might encounter them as the clerk at your convenience store or grocery store. But the way that you see them, or the way that you choose your words, the way that you carry yourself, something can crack them open and give them faith and hope and love. And that's bringing the light instead of like, oh, you look like you've had a rough day today. You can say something more positive instead of calling them to their darkness, because a lot of people will just love the opportunity to vent to you. And venting has its time and place, but maybe what you might want to say is, oh, this weather is gorgeous. Are you going to get out and enjoy it, or do you need a nap today instead, or something like that? I don't know. This is just whatever's coming out. But there's a way to model to other individuals also to switch their perspective, to look towards the light, instead of focusing on tell me all about what's wrong, which brings them down, down, down into that thought process and the shame and blame and projections and internal externalization. You get it. Healing. Yes, we're healing the way that we remember things, and we're allowing other people to call their attention in new directions and new ways. And let's see, yeah, magical healing potential. Maybe this is something that you used to do in different capacities, and you've kind of been maybe either off your game or pursuing your own personal healing, and now you're flowing back in there. It's like as though the first attempt to overcome that dark night of the soul, something else came through, and there was further immersion into the healing process and the resolving of the timelines, recollecting all of the fragmented self. And here's the realization of cosmic flower. Realization of what it takes to create the positive environment that's best for your growth. Standing in your full truth and authority here. If somebody's been underestimating you, you're surpassing this. And then we have miracle. Miracle. I like 31 and 33, magic and miracle, being right on top of each other here. It's like you're definitely becoming an authority on your own healing process, and you're able to, through the navigation of your own process, you're able to assist other individuals to climb out of their own bardo by helping them to see the light. Because look at this eyeball on the bardo. By the way, we've got romantic love under the deck here. And the tear. See the eyeball there. The eye sheds the tear, but then that tear is like the insight into your own process. Look at all these skulls. It's like the further the insight into your own process goes, the deeper the resonance with the needs of other individuals. Yeah, let's keep moving on. Under romantic love, I see transition, and then the divine masculine wanted to be seen. And I did see the divine masculine in the pre-shuffle alchemy below that. And okay, it was divine masculine and change that was under the deck in the pre-shuffle. So change in the divine masculine. For some of you, you may be really embracing your gifts as this star-born individual, remembering your Akashic heritage and your psychic gifts in such a way. Maybe you have suppressed them or not been developing them, but there's this realization that they've been gathering in potential energy. It's like that, the energy of a teapot ready to boil and and to create that high-pitched whistle, that high vibrational I'm ready declaration, right? So there's this divine reactivation of your capacity as a star-born healer. You may be somebody who identifies as being from one of the various constellations. In my head, I'm hearing Pleiadian, but whatever you identify with. There's something coming online, though, where you're becoming an authority. And what I was getting originally is that this may be something that you're ready to embrace on an entrepreneurial level. You may be developing some type of business barter exchange of energy where you're stepping into your authority. Maybe you're mentoring other individuals, because we were talking about setting an example. So you're ready for something to help you put it all together, it looks like. And so you're seeking an outlet for your magic. And it seems here that just this realization point of which way do we face, towards the shadow or the light, towards what has brought us here or where we're going, seems to really open up the process for greater joy. And that's the shift in the masculine. There was something in the pre-shuffle, and I can't quite bring it in, but it was something about these rivers into the ocean, and it was on something I read just this morning that I cannot remember, as I said, but it's something about the transition of the divine masculine from the point of feeling competitive and that there's a self-empowerment process through competition frequency, and transitioning into cooperation and synergy here. One moment, folks. Yeah, the realization of your own authority in the situation to create something fruitful, some abundance in your life. It's stepping into your authority, not waiting for anybody to perhaps give you permission or to tell you you're good enough. Because if you're seeking for some type of permission, it's probably a karmic thing that you would ask the individuals that can't see the unseen. I also saw vision and the unseen come out together in the archetype deck. It's quite powerful when you're in the state of cooperation with, let's just say, star systems, your guides, your guardians. Your process has deeply activated you, and you're in this space of ultimate Akashic remembrance. You are the one that has the potential to heal that darkness in others by the sheer shifting of your energy from one state to the next. That shift that happens shifts all that touch you on a basis. And this shift in your authority is the miracle breakthrough to whatever you're trying to bring into fruition in your life here. So yeah, overcoming something instead of fighting against something, instead of competition, cooperation. So even in those situations, if you've been following along in any of the daily dharmas leading up till now, there's been some aggravating circumstances, and we've been told that there's more to be learned, that the process is still unfolding, and that when it's time, when we come to that point of realization, we'll know it. And I see this realization here, the authority coming online. It's like we've had some peeks into our potential and how it's building this magical destiny into our life, and how it belongs to nobody but our own process. we are the ones that bring the technique and the ability and the dedication and the commitment and the will. We are the conduit of something here, and somebody else may be sort of trying to capitalize on that, or to say that they're the one that has taught you. Maybe it's your parents being like, oh yeah, your success, that's because of me. I taught you everything I know. And whatever it is for you. Yeah, look at what I've sacrificed for you. I really lifted you up. Did you see how I did that for you? It's like, okay. Dances on one foot, balancing act number 9. That mothy energy. It's like, I'm getting close to the end of this. I'm going to have to keep on moving. And caterpillar, opportunity, is a bit of a camouflage energy, something that's sort of misrepresented. Could be the glamorous mother figure in some regards, or father figure, whatever. But there's this camouflaging energy where somebody is appearing in some way, and it's perhaps you, because it's the opportunity card. It's like, through navigating this situation, your balance, quite literally in a physical sense, might come into play, where by maintaining your poise and decorum in some type of a way, or staying the course, or walking the thin line, so to speak, allows you to then leap over some type of chasm or ravine here at the bottom of the card, from branch to branch, to advance your own self in some way. Because this caterpillar opportunity is like, by not competing, your power and potential is fully activated, and your authority is completely realized. Yeah, so something here. Tree of life. What wants to show itself there? Smoky mirror. Okay, yeah. So this is some duality, this projection, internal or externalization process here that's being shown up. The smoky mirror is like the Buddha for a reason. It's coming back into the self, and there's this rune that says that ultimately we recognize where, as we were trying to heal everything and everyone, that ultimately we were the one on the operating table. I like that phrase. Tree of life talks about entanglement, our upbringing. Eye of the needle and wailing tree. Yeah, there's something ancestral and overcoming something, the limitations of our parents, or the limitations of someone else that's in their hierarchical attempt to dominate, control, or to stand on the shoulders of greatness. I feel like you are surpassing something, and this is activating something very unique and incredible about yourself. And as you continue to evolve your process, you don't need to revolt. Revolting, revolution. That's an interesting word. Empty well, time to replenish. Yeah. Yep. I think that we're probably going to have to end it there. Enter the Jade Temple, number 11 again. This is a nice card. It's talking about just getting back into our center and being able to recognize our divinity, and to honor the inner temple, honor thyself. This card says karma's on your side. Let's see what else wants to pop out for you guys, and we'll end it here. All there is to love has been there all along. When you begin to find love in people and places where you haven't found it before, it's always because you've grown. You so rock the universe. So yeah, there's less need to compete when you're in your inner peace. Just curious, when was the last time you looked in the mirror and addressed yourself as gorgeous, magnificent, or sublime. It matters. Here's looking at you, gorgeous. P.S. Okay, hubba hubba counts. You have more options than you realize. So if you're feeling like your hands are tied in a situation, the limitation here is helping you to surpass some type of limitation and to recognize the opportunities presented by and through difficulty, and the fact that as we rebalance these things and sacrifice levels of our ego and all that good stuff, that we're actually able to get through that eye of the needle with our intention to learn and grow. Yeah, there was a Tao message as well that said something about that. But I'm going to leave us there for today, and I hope that you were able to get something meaningful out of that. Please do check out some of the other messages. They're all intended to be timeless. So thank you very much, and take care. We'll be back again.